Hi guys, and I'm back, and I know I've been gone for these past few days. I'm sorry, weeks I mean. I've just been very busy. But anyways, who cares? Because if you're new and you're watching this for this review, then you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. So I've just been away. I'm gonna dive straight into this. This is going to be a Infinity War review spoiler discussion thing. Just all in all, my review is it's a good movie. It's amazing. It's not like anything we've had before. It's so different and so amazing, and you will laugh and you will cry, and it is good, so just go watch it. So that's my review. So my pre-thoughts on the movie was that there was definitely going to be a space part and an Earth part. Thanos is after the stones, and obviously he's after the Infinity Stones. And Earth has two of them, which is in Vision and Doctor Strange's eye thingy. But there's the other Infinity Stones in space, you know? And it makes sense. You got Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor and all of the others, Loki and all that in space. And then you got your Avengers on Earth. So that's basically what I had beforehand. Now onto Thanos. He's crazy. He's probably, for me personally, the best MCU villain we've had so far. He does stuff. He does things, okay? Like, he kills people. Like, he does it straight up. He's like, you know, I mean, we had it in, what was it, the Avengers end scene? Where Thanos is like, may as well do it myself. Or something like that. Where he takes the gauntlet. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, just sorry. And he does things himself. He goes to these planets himself to retrieve the Infinity Stones. He doesn't get people to do it for him. Well, he does, but eventually he appears and you're like, oh god, he's actually going to these places himself. And I thought he was great. He was terrifying. He was a fantastic villain, and that's a good thing. I hate him, but it's also good because it means, like, yes, thank you, we have a really terrifying villain, but that's also great because it means you get a lot more conflict and the story is more complex. So just briefly about plot, I thought the plot was really good. There's like at least 4 plot lines, like major plot lines. You have like Thanos's plot line, you've got the like Tony Stark's, Captain America's, Thor's, the Guardians plot lines all like interweaving with each other, and Black Panther's plot lines all coming together. And I thought going from plotline to plotline and character to character all around the entire universe thing, I think it worked really well. I really liked it. Sometimes they left you on little cliffhangers, like something would happen and then they jump to Thor and you're like, oh, like, okay, but then what you're seeing there is also just as interesting. Then they go back, you know. So I thought it was a really good flow of the entire thing, because we are getting a lot of characters in this movie. Like, there's so many characters, and I think that they all got great time. All of them got something, you know. And I thought the plot worked well. The plot was amazing, and the ending was the ending was just, oh my god. So basically I loved it. It was amazing. It was great. If you haven't seen it, go see it before you get spoiled. Like, honestly, if I got spoiled for this movie, I would be so mad. It's kind of a good thing that Australia, I think we got it first. We got it on the 25th. It came out here. And I think it just came out in America today, which is like the 26th for you guys. It's the 27th for us now. Time is so weird. Anyways, and no one had seen it when it came out for us, so there was no spoilers. The only other people who had seen it were the cast themselves. Like, the premieres were happening when we saw it. And honestly, I think that was great because, like, there was no spoilers online anywhere. So if you have time, see it now. If you don't, just don't go online. If you do not want to be spoiled, do not go online, because honestly, this movie is insane. Like, it's crazy. And another thing is that it didn't feel like an Avengers film because of the atmosphere around it, you know? Like, they are the Avengers, and the Avengers are in it, the Avengers are not together because of what happened in Civil War, but they're still all of the Avengers characters. And yeah, it's an Avengers movie, but just the atmosphere around it, the fact that we know Thanos is coming into play, makes it like its own thing. It becomes a bit more like, I don't know, it's hard to explain without spoiling it. So I'm gonna dive into the spoilers right now. Gonna go into spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, go away. If you don't care for spoilers, stay along. I'm not gonna spoil everything. Well, maybe. Just everything that shocked me. Nothing good happened in this movie. There were little bits of happiness, little bits, but they lost tremendously. Straight from the beginning to the end, they lost. I mean, we don't even get the intro music. We don't get a dun 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 dun. No. It plays out the intro, but there's no music. It's silent. And then you hear Loki, and I'm 100% sure it's Loki. I could be wrong, but it definitely sounded like Tom Hiddleston. And it's a transmission of Loki going, "Do not attack. We are a civilian vessel. We have women and children. We are being attacked." Remember at the end of Thor Ragnarok, if you stay to the end credit scenes, you see the massive ship, and that was, you know, everyone was like, is that Thanos? Is it the Guardians? Who is that? Because I either assumed it was just one of Thanos' ships, and then that's how the Guardians meet Thor. They intercept it and rescue them. Oh no, that does not happen. Just that whole intro with the no music and Loki's transmission, again, I'm pretty sure it was Loki, and the fact that he was doing the transmission, you know, Loki's being the villain, the fact that he's this worried that he's doing this really intense transmission, it just sounded so like pleading, like, don't attack us please, like, and just from that I was like, oh my god, this movie's gonna be so intense. And it was, straight through it, okay? Straight through it, the movie was intense. So just from that, you're like, okay, this is definitely gonna have a different feel to it. We got some of Thanos' background, which was nice, kind of like what he is. The thing about Thanos is that, like every villain out there, they think they're doing the right thing, but the thing is with Thanos is that you may call him mad because of what he thinks, but he is stable. Like, he's not crazy, he's not mad, he's got weird ideas, mass genocide, you know, he thinks that will save the world, but he's stable in the head. He is actually calm and with himself, unlike other villains who were a bit crazy, you know, there was something with them. But Thanos is... But we got some background of him and Gamora as well. We got some background of her and how she was brought up, and that was so interesting. I really liked that, and just their relationship. And the one thing that I was so excited for was the Guardians meeting the Avengers. I was so excited for that, and like that was like the biggest thing that I wanted to get right, and I think it worked well. I think it was great. I'm gonna think people are gonna talk about Star-Lord's character because of just how he acts in this movie. So I'm gonna talk about it. Star-Lord, well, Peter, was a bit like foolish and a bit silly sometimes around like Tony and not taking things as seriously. If you watch the movie and you're like, oh, why Star-Lord's character a bit, you know, that's what he's liked all the time. It's just when you put him with the other Avengers and you see them compared side to side, you're like, oh, yeah, he is a bit like silly and not that serious sometimes. That's just my little thought on that. I cried in this movie a lot, and again, spoilers, if you're watching this, you should have left. They didn't win in this movie. Like I said, they lost a lot. A lot of people died. A lot of people died. And a death that it did annoy me, but a death that I couldn't mourn for because I was confused was Loki. Loki gets strangled to death by Thanos, and the reason why I'm confused about it is because he's died before. He's died twice before. And Thor says he's died legitimately this time, and it's happened, but in Thor the Dark World, he died, and he made it look real, and he stayed like that for ages. He does a heroic deed before he tries to kill Thanos, and immediately when he gets his knife out, and I'm like, you idiot, you're gonna die, what are you doing? But again, it's like, is he really dead though? And I'm annoyed because Loki, he's my favourite. I really love him. Loki's been here since Thor. He's been this intense villain in Thor. He's been this like complex little character in Avengers. He's been around. And I think if he were to die, he should get a better death than that. Like, it was pretty good, like, what he did. But I think they should have made it, like, not as confusing, because surely if he did die, like if his character is actually dead, surely they would know that the fans might get confused with that. So I think if he did really die, they should have made the scene a bit longer, made it final that he died, maybe made his body go into the stars like what Odin did and what his mother did. Well, not his mother, you know, his adoptive mother. But that kind of thing, like if he truly did die, I think they should have made it like that, so you know, like, he's dead. Because I'm confused as hell right now. I don't know if he's dead or not, you know, and if he is, I'm gonna be so sad. Another death that definitely did happen and was so unexpected and like I was crying was Gamora. Thanos had to sacrifice her to get the Soul Stone. That was intense, that whole thing. And they legitimately showed her die. She had blood. She splattered on the ground. Everyone died in this movie. Oh my god, like, what the hell? Those deaths that happened, you know, where, like, he does the click and genocide, mass genocide happens everywhere, like, half a population will be dead. I truly do think that those characters aren't dead for real. Like, when they started fading away, I was like, you just killed, like, majority of these characters who, like, the majority of the ones who died were the new Avengers. It's like, girl, what? You're gonna rewind back time and defeat Thanos at an earlier stage, which is what I think. But the one that got me, the death that got me the most, and I was blubbering, I was crying in the cinema. Crying so hard. It was Spider-Man. His death was the saddest. I'm not going to go into it too much because it's too sad, but oh god. The coolest thing in this was when characters would appear and save the others, when Thor comes back down to Earth with the new axe and Rocket and Groot and, like, helps Wakanda. I was like, yes, Thor, thank you. Like, it was so good. The fight scenes in this were amazing. When Captain America and Black Widow have their little fight scene with the, like, Thanos' children when they're trying to rescue Wanda and Vision. Oh, that choreography. That was so cool. I loved it. Just everything about this movie was fantastic. Like, just everything was beautiful about it. But the main thing was that they lost. They lost. They didn't win. Everyone died. And honestly, if these characters legitimately died, hot damn. So that's my review. It was fantastic. It was great. Like, I'm still in shock of what has happened. Honestly, I am still in shock because all of these characters died. They did die. Like, I know, I'm 90% sure they're gonna come back, the ones who flew away. But in this life and this movie, they died. And that's intense. Like, no, they didn't win. The Avengers didn't win. Thanos is still out there. And he did it. He did mass genocide. And it's like, oh my god. That's why the movie feels a bit different. Because they lost. And nothing good happened throughout the entire thing. I cannot wait for the next one. Watch the end credits, by the way. You'll want to watch them. And yeah. But I'm just like, I'm just so in shock. Oh my god, this movie. I think I will only watch it again once this year because it was such a crazy film. I don't want to do the whole, you know, you watch a film like 3 times and then the 4th time you're like, this isn't fun, I've lost the mojo. I don't want that to happen, because this movie is insane. I definitely need to see it again, because the entire thing, my mind was like trying to calculate everything that had happened in it. So I think a second viewing is in order, and then I'll be fine after that. I can cry again. Don't know if I'll cry as much as I did. I probably will though, because it was sad as heck. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I think I'll do a theory video on it and just everything, because I got some theories. Ooh, please do not spoil anything in the comments. If you do, I'm just going to delete them anyways, so you have been warned. Don't spoil anything from the comics as well, because I'll be mad. I don't want to know anything, okay? Also, Adam didn't show up. I'm pretty sure Adam is going to appear in the part 2 of Infinity Wars, the next Avengers movie, which is technically part 2. It's its own movie, but I'm pretty certain it will have to happen straight after Infinity Wars. They can't have that big of a gap, otherwise that doesn't make sense to me. I think if anything, they'll have like, it'll be straight after, then it might skip to like a week or a month later, and they're just like, oh my god, what's happened? And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and please watch this movie. It's great, and yes, goodbye.